Julia here from JM2 Vintage. Welcome back to the channel. I am here today with a ship with me. These are all orders that came through over the weekend. Some really interesting sales, some very cool like vintage sales. I cannot wait to like walk you through what I sold, what I got it for, how long I had it for, you know, how much I got for it, you know, just really kind of bring you into that part of my process. But before we get started here, if this is your first time here, if this is your first time stumbling on my channel, first and foremost, welcome. I am Julia, that is my name. We talk all things thrifting and vintage and the business of reselling on the internet here. If that sounds like something that you might be into, consider hitting subscribe down below. I would love to have you along on this journey. But without further ado, guys, it has been a day. We are dealing with some house stuff. It is extremely late. It is so late that I had to like completely close this window because the sun is so low in the sky. So I am like losing daylight and I am very, very close to closing time. So why don't you go grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink, sit back, relax, and let's get into the shipments. So the first thing that we have here that's sold is this absolutely positively ridiculous vintage pink ski suit. So these kind of things will always sell. There's a company called Tipsy Elves, which you may or may not have heard of, and they're definitely a brand to be on the lookout for while you are out shopping. But they do basically like new recreations of ski suits like this. Finding the real deal is something of like a white whale. And the cool thing about this one is not only is it like true vintage, first of all, stirrups, hello. Not only is it the real deal vintage, but this is actually like a production sample. It's like labeled from 1991. It's just super, super cool. And these go to people that like live in ski towns. If you are a skier and you've ever like spent some time in a ski town, there's always a couple days every year that people dress up in like vintage ski stuff. In Park City, we used to call it Gaper Day, and then we had Clown Day, and these were days where you would bust out stuff like this. And the thing is, like back in the day, you used to be able to find this stuff at thrift stores, especially thrift stores in ski towns. But because these days have gotten so popular, they're like really hard to find. So I always say, if you find one, pick it up. The only thing for me is that this was like very bulky. So I was kind of keen to get this out the door. I've mentioned it before, but I do have a pretty finite amount of storage. So anything like this, I'm keen to like kind of get it in and get it out. I just knew that this would go though, because it is so unusual. And probably, to be totally honest, one of a kind. But if you are out and about and you see something like this, I urge you to pick it up. They will sell generally for like a minimum of 50 bucks and up to like $100, $150 depending on like the brand, the style. I do find that men's tend to sell a little bit better than women's, but either way, pick them up if you see them. They're just a finite thing on this planet, and every year one gets destroyed and that's one more that will never be here again. So pick these kind of things up. There's absolutely a market for it. And my hope is that like the person who bought this is gonna wear this for, you know, whatever party she's going to, and then she's gonna resell it, and this just gets another life in that cycle. I wasn't quite sure how to price this. I had initially had this priced a little bit higher. I had dropped the price to $128. I had it for about 2 months. Again, I was pretty keen to get this out the door. I had a couple like very lowball offers on it, like $30, $20. And I got an offer from this gal. We went back and forth a few times. We ultimately landed on $77, which I was super happy with. With the $1 cost of the bins, I'm not gonna complain about that. And with that $1 cost, this brought me to a profit of $60.60. I hope she freaking loves this. I mean, it's the kind of thing, like this is actually non-stretch fabric, so the fit had to be like pretty exact. So like there is no way, again, that is a production sample, there is no way there will be anybody else on the hill in that ski suit. That is one of a kind. Next up, this is a nice little pair of Spanx faux leather leggings. Now these have certainly come down in popularity in recent years. This is like the camo print faux leather. These are a size, I believe, 18, which was one of the big pulls to picking this up. Back in the day, these kind of faux leather leggings, they were like over $100 if memory serves me right. I had a pair, I think I wore them twice. They were just like too constrictive for me. They were like, you know, they're Spanx, they're compressive. So I sold mine, and I wanna say I got like $75 for them. Back in the day, these were like definitely a bolo if you found them. They've slowed down some. They still command a decent price, but it's certainly not what you were getting for them like in 2018, 2019. But if you're getting them at a good enough price, like I would still pick them up because there's still quite a few people that really like them. Like I was watching something on TV the other night and somebody was wearing them like in an interview. So they're still out there, they're still being worn. They're just not as in demand as they used to be. So don't go paying like $15, $20 for them. If you're getting them at the bins, if you're getting them for $3, $4, safe bet, but don't go crazy. So I had these for about 2 months and I had them listed for $42. And I got an offer for $35, which I gladly accepted. With a $1 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $32.23. And I hope she loves them. These are in like brand new condition. Again, like finding those larger sizes is super rare. So I'm always glad to get something like that out of the waste stream and back into the hands of people who want them. Next up, we have the cutest little like bralette crop top from Free People. This is from Intimately Free People. And I love these little bralettes. I think people think I'm crazy because I pick these up, you know, because like, especially if you're selling this on Poshmark, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, this was a Poshmark sell. You know, people are paying $8 to ship this, whatever it is, $7.95. But the fact of the matter is, if it's something that they're looking for, like this style, whatever, even with the shipping cost, it's still gonna be significantly cheaper than you would get it for on Free People. And I believe they don't make this one anymore. And it is like super cute, super, super specific style. And if memory serves me right, this is a size large. So I feel like I find these kind of bralettes usually in like a size extra small. So it's always like nice when I can find something that's a slightly bigger size. But I'll pick them up anytime. I mean, do I sell most of them on eBay? Yes, because of that cheaper shipping. But they still pop up on Poshmark. Anyway, so I had this listed for $23 for about 2 months. And my sidekick sent an offer for $21, which was accepted. Always exciting. And with a $1 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $15.80. I hope she loves it. This is in like new condition. And again, these little bralettes from Free People are like 50, 60 bucks. Like they're expensive. Next up, another super cool vintage piece. Look at this suede skirt. Oh, straight out of the 80s in this gorgeous, like bright purple color. This is like little tiered pencil skirt. It's so fabulous. And it's in like great condition. It's funny, like I'm holding this up to the camera and it looks like there's fading on the side, but like it's just a trick of the lighting. This is in fantastic condition. Stuff like this, like I cannot leave behind. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just so cool. Again, finite supply of stuff like this on the planet. So when I sell stuff like this, I always am so curious as to like what it's going for. Is this gonna be part of somebody's like everyday wardrobe, or that, you know, are they gonna put this into like their day-to-day wear? Or is this something that they're getting for a costume? Is this something that they're getting for like a theater piece? Is this going into like a theater closet? I don't know. I love to daydream about stuff like that. I am and forever will be, first and foremost, a vintage gal. So I had this for about 8 months, not surprised at all. It's a pretty niche item. A purple suede pencil skirt in a size 4. And I had it listed for $36 and got an offer for $29, which I gladly accepted with a $1 cost of the bins. This brought me to a profit of $23.45. It's just so cool. And again, I wish I knew it was like in the future for this skirt. Next up here, another beautiful vintage piece. This is a raw silk little cocktail dress. I love this. Wow, that is really blown out in the camera. This is like a dusty purple. There you go, you can kind of see it now. And then there's this like dark gold lace overlay. And then there's like a tie that goes in the middle. That is the raw silk on the backside, and then that lace in the front. This is handmade, so I don't know who made it, and it was all, you know, just listed with measurements, etc. And this is going overseas, which is always like so fun for me to watch. I used to keep a map back in the day when I first started doing vintage sales of all the places around the world that my sales went to. I think I was up to a good like 30, 40 countries that I had shipped to, which is pretty cool. But give me a vintage cocktail dress any day. I'm gonna pick these things up. Whether or not they're tagged, whether or not they're handmade, we will figure out that size and we will get this into the hands of somebody who wants to wear it again. The color combo on this was just so unusual. I mean, again, just one of those things that absolutely positively nobody else at the party will be wearing what you're wearing. So anyway, I had this listed for $68 and I had it listed for about 2 months. And I got an offer for $55, which I gladly accepted with a $1 cost of the bins. This brought me to a profit of $48.93. So cute. Next up, another thing that I will pick up whenever I see it at the bins. This is a Tommy Bahama silk, specifying silk button-down Hawaiian shirt. I generally don't pick up the rayon ones unless they're like true vintage, but the 100% silk ones I do like to grab, especially when I find them in like perfect condition. And this is in like brand new condition. These are so expensive. Like something like this would retail, I wanna say it's like $180. They are really pricey. And it's funny because I do see them. I do see them from time to time. Now, obviously these are the kind of things for menswear. I do see a lot of them that are like really worn out. I think for a lot of guys, this is like their daily uniform. So just like a white undershirt, it just gets a lot of wear and it takes a lot of like wear and tear during the wearing. But keep your eyes on condition and pick them up if you see them and you're getting them at the right price. Now, would I say go and pay $15, $20 for this? Absolutely not. And I'd be interested to hear, like I know a lot of you kind of chime in on my videos and you tell me like what your local thrift stores are marking up. Do any of your thrift stores mark up Tommy Bahama? Like it is a brand that I think a lot of people know how expensive it is. I'd be interested to hear if your local thrifts kind of jack up the prices on Tommy Bahama. Because they're not something that like you should ever be paying $20 for, because you're not gonna get enough of a profit on that. Like these sell between like 25 and 35. You're getting them $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, great. But you know, if it's jacked up, do not be spending crazy money on these. So anyway, I had this listed for about 2 months and I had it listed for $34 and I got an offer for $30, which I gladly accepted. And with a $1 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $27.58. I hope he loves it. These things are so wildly expensive. I love being able to kind of find those and sell them on the secondhand market. All right, next, oh my God, we are really losing daylight here. This is a cute like linen blend maxi caftan from Zara. Strangely enough, I have found this in 3 different colors. All the same size, all on different days. I wonder if they all came from the same place. It's long midi length and slightly high-low, but it is very cute and I love this color. It's kind of like, it's like mauvey color. Zara linen sells really well for me, which is kind of funny. Like Zara linen will sell better than certain other like higher end brands, probably because it's a little bit, you know, more well-known to the masses. That's why I do pick up quite a bit of it. I am selective. I only pick up newer tag Zara. But yeah, anytime I see one of these, you know, linen dresses, linen blouses, I'm gonna pick it up. So anyway, I had this listed for about 2 months at $32 and I got an offer for $25, which I gladly accepted. And with a $1 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $22.97. I hope she loves it. It is so cute. I always wonder, like, it is December right now. Like, where is she going to be wearing this to? Is this going on vacation? Is that gonna be like a swim cover up? I hope so. Next up, this adorable little vintage dress. Now, I've had this for a while. This is vintage from the 90s. The brand on this is called the Territory Ahead. Let me know if you are familiar with that brand. It seems to be kind of like a niche-y brand from the 90s, but like it has a bit of like a cult following. This is cut off, so I don't know if this was at one point like a midi or a maxi length dress. But it is super cute. I think the one thing that was going against it is a pretty small size and it's rigid. Like there's no give to this fabric whatsoever. But it's made in Hong Kong, but it's like a 75% like lyocell cotton blend. So it's got a really nice like drape to it. Denim mini dresses definitely had a moment this year. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the same next year. It's very like 1970s vibe right now. So lots of denim, lots of brown suede, all that kind of stuff. So keep your eyes out for stuff like that while you are outsourcing. So I did have this for quite a while. I had this listed just over a year. Again, vintage, small size. I did have a ton of interest on this, especially over on Depop. Lots and lots and lots of offers that like never went through. But ultimately I had it listed for $26 and my sidekick sent an offer for $23, which was accepted with a $1 cost of the bins. This brought me to a profit of $17.40. I was ready to move this guy on and I hope she loves it. It is a really cute little vintage piece. Definitely like a basic with a twist, right? Next up, another brand I'm interested to hear if you're familiar with. This is Eshakti. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I believe their whole thing, if memory serves me right, is that you could basically custom make a dress with them. So like you could say, I want this sleeve, I want this collar, I want this fabric, and I want it, you know, with this waistline, this length, etc. And this was just a really pretty, this is like a heavier weight jersey, like gray heather jersey with this pretty embroidered, like maroon embroidered pattern on the bottom. They're fairly pricey, but not too terribly bad. I do have friends, if this is the company that I'm thinking of, I had a friend who bought like a little black dress from them, whatever it was, 8-9 years ago, and she absolutely loved it. It was custom, you know, she had it custom made to like her measurements, etc. And I want to say they're about $100, so they're not cheap, they're not crazy, you know, especially if it's a custom cut dress. So let me know, is this a brand that you are familiar with? Is it a brand that you have resold quite a bit? Is it a brand that you buy for yourself? Let me know. I'm very interested. Like that whole concept of having like a made to order garment, like I'm just kind of unusually proportioned, right? So I can sometimes struggle to find things that fit me right. You know, like I'm very short waisted, I'm very long legged, and I'm curvy, right? Like I've got a bust and all that kind of stuff. So finding stuff out of the stores that don't have to go in for tailoring can be pretty difficult. So I'm very intrigued by things like this. There's a couple companies out there that are doing stuff like this where you can just like kind of have things custom made to your measurements. And I'm all about that, right? I don't care if I have to wait a month to get something, as you know, as long as I know it's gonna take a month. So let me know your experience with this brand if you've ever bought from them. So anyway, I had this listed for 3 or 4 months and I had it listed for $42, got an offer for $35, which I gladly accepted. With a $1 cost of the bins, this brings me to a profit of $27 even. I hope she loves it. And I'm so interested. I'm probably gonna be going down the wormhole on this brand a little bit later. Next up, this is a little Zara dress that I knew would go pretty quickly. This just gives me like bridal season, right? Like a little engagement party or a bachelorette party. This is from Zara and it's like lightweight chiffon georgette and it's, you know, pretty draping. It's just a really pretty little like cocktail dress. These kind of dresses, these little cocktail dresses, not quite like formal dresses, but stuff like this that can go like cocktail to party, especially something that's in like a white or a cream. They sell so well for me. You know, especially if you have somebody that's going like the full out on their wedding season and they want to have an outfit for like a bridal shower, a bachelorette party. Maybe they're doing like a destination bachelorette party where they need like 3 different outfits and they're doing all wet, you know, like that adds up real quick. And like kudos to the girls online who can go and buy brand new $300 dresses for every one of those events, but that is not the norm. So stuff like this just sells really, really quickly for me. So I had this guy listed for just about a month at $34. And I got an offer for $28, which I gladly accepted. With a $1 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $24.56. I will pick up these little like bridal season dresses anytime I see them. There is such a high demand for them all year long. Next up, this is one that I've had for so long and I cannot tell you how many times I've considered just pulling it out of inventory and keeping it. This is from a brand called Donni, D-O-N-N-I. This is an Anthropologie brand and it's just this cute little like cocoon style ribbed cotton open front cardigan. And I've had this for over a year. Lots of interest in it, but nobody bid. And it's to the point where I have actually found a second one of these while outsourcing and I left it behind because I had had this one for so long. It's odd. I mean, it's super cute. It's super cozy. Like something perfect little thing to throw on over like leggings at home. But I was definitely ready to get this thing on the move. So anyway, I had this thing again for just over a year. And I had it listed for $26 and I got an offer for $20, which I gladly accepted. Again, ready to get this thing on the move. And with a $1 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $17.60. So hope she loves it. I mean, this thing is super cozy. This feels very like booga. You know, I can see somebody like big thick socks, leggings, that thing, and a nice cup of coffee, reading by the fireplace. Yes, please. And finally, this adorable little blouse from Love Sam. Love Sam is a brand that sold at Anthropologie. I don't know if they still sell Love Sam, but it's one of those brands that I find it's in the vein of like a Guinevere where there are people that just really love this brand. And they tend to be like high quality textiles. Like I found a couple dresses from them. They're 100% silk. Either way, this fits into a lot of different like core aesthetics, right? It's very coquette, it's very romantic, very girly, almost a little bit of cottagecore. Like it's got a lot of things that I was able to tag it with. So it moved pretty quickly. And I was not surprised at all that it did. Like I said, everything that I've ever found from this particular brand from Anthro sells quick. Oh, it is like almost completely dark out right now, guys. I don't know if I've ever cut it this close. I don't know, let me know, have you ever found anything from Love Sam? Is this one of the brands that you do pick up from Anthro? Do you leave it behind from Anthro? What has been your experience with it? I honestly think their stuff is really pretty. So anyway, I had this guy listed for $32 for just under 1 month. And I got an offer for $27.20, which I gladly accepted. I know that that was an odd number. And I got an offer for $27.20, which I did accept. And with a $1 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $25.48. Love this shirt. Hope she loves it. Very, very cute. But guys, that is it. I apologize if it felt like I was rushing. That is because I was. I'm running very, very late, but I do appreciate you guys hanging with me while I literally get my work done. As rushed as it was, I so appreciate you taking a little time out of your day to work with me. But guys, if you had fun, please consider leaving a like or comment on this video. Of course, don't forget to hit subscribe. I would love to have you along on this journey. But without further ado, guys, have the most beautiful weekend. Happy hunting, and I will see you all in the next one.